You are watching Darasa Online.
Hello, student. This is Darasa Online. My name is Edgar Mshana. I'm teaching basic applied mathematics. I'm coming from Kibaha Secondary School. In this part of presentation, I'm going to share with you some review questions concerning to differentiation. And the subtopic that we are going to cover in this part of presentation, number one, we have the differentiation by first principle, but the second one, we have the implicit function, and the last one will be application of differentiation. Dear student, join with me till the end of this session. Welcome.
You are watching Darasa Online.
As I said, our first subtopic will be differentiation by first principle. So that is, we call that is differentiating by that is first principle. My dear student, that is a review questions, and of course we have a general formula for finding derivatives by using first principle. Our general formula says, if you want to find f dash, that is the derivative of the given function, that is equal to the limit of h approaches to 0, that is equal to f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h. Now let us see one question so that you can apply our general formula. That is example 1. We have example number 1, that is differentiate f of x is equal to 2x plus 1 by first principle. Now, if we are seeing our general formula, which says, if you are looking for the derivative of f of x, that is f of x dash, this is equal to the limit of, as h approaches to 0, then f of x plus h, that is h a small change, minus f of x, then divide by h. Now, in our question, we have the function. The function, that is f of x, is equal to 2x plus 1. Therefore, given from the question, that is f of x is equal to 2x plus 1. Then again, if you look very carefully in our general formula, we have f of x plus h. That means by using our function, just write f of x plus h. This is equal to, that means when we reach the variable x, we just add h. So this is 2, we have x plus h, then plus 1. Then it means you have the value of f of x and f of x plus h. So we can input these into our general formula. Now, f of x dash will be equals to the limit of, as h approaches to 0, we are going to have, we start with f of x plus h. So this one will be 2x plus h plus 1 minus, remember, my dear student, we minus f of x. Now what is f of x? We have, that is 2x plus 1, but over, here we have h, so we put over, we have h. Now our task here is just to open up the brackets, and then we can proceed as follows. So we have f of x dash is equal to the limit of, as h approaches to 0, we have, so on opening the bracket here, we are going to have 2 times x. So we are going to have, that is 2x. Now again, you proceed by saying 2 times h. So we are going to have, that is 2h. Then the remaining is plus 1. So here we just add 1. Then we minus, in our bracket, that is f of x, we have 2x plus 1. Remember, if we have a negative which is out of the bracket, you can times this negative to the numbers which are in the bracket. So negative times 2x, here we are going to have negative 2x. And again, my dear student, negative times positive 1, this one is equal to negative 1. Then over, the whole thing over. For the denominator we have h, so here you can divide by h. Now we have positive 2x and negative 2x. That means 2x minus 2, that is going to be 0. So we are going to have f of x dash will be equals to the limit of, as h approaches to 0, we are going to remain with, that is 2h. Remember, this 2x and the 2x has gone on. Now we have 2h plus 1. We have plus 1 and then minus 1. Therefore, f of x dash will be equals to the limit of, as h approaches to 0, we are going to remain with it, that is 2h over h. We remain with the 2h over h. Now we can simplify as by h, that is 1, and again by h is 1. Therefore, now f of x dash will be equals to 2. Therefore, the derivative of 2x plus 1 by first principle is the same as 2. Now, my dear student, let us, I said, we proceed with the second example. This time we have a quadratic function, that is, differentiate f of x is equal to 3x squared plus x plus 1, again by, that is by first principle. Differentiate f of x is equal to 3x squared plus x plus 1 by first principle. Remember, this is a quadratic function. Our general formula is the same. That is, if we want to find the derivative of a function by using first principle, we just take the limit of, as h approaches to 0, this is the same as f of variable x plus h minus f of x divided by h. H is the same as a small change in the variable x. Now, given what is the value of f of x? Because in our function we have f of x. Remember, f of x is the function you have been given. Okay, so let us get the value of f of x plus h. That is, f of x plus h is equal to, That means wherever there is a variable x, we add h. So in our function, we have 3x squared. So here you add x plus h squared, then followed by plus x. But again, remember x, you just add x plus h. So here is x plus h. And the last one is plus 1. So now we have the function, the given function, but again, f of x plus h. Now, by using our general formula, that is, if we want to find the derivative by the first principle, you just use our general formula, which is equal to, you take f of x plus h, which is this one, that is 3x plus h squared plus x plus h plus 1. Now, this one minus f of x. Now, f of x is our function, so here you minus, but remember, my dear student, you put a bracket. Why a bracket? The bracket will help you to remember that you are supposed to open up the bracket so that the negative can apply to all given values. So here it will be minus, we have 3x squared plus x plus 1. Then divide by or over, that is over. So here we have h, so you just divide by h. But remember to put a limit. Remember to put a limit. Our formula starts with a limit. So here we just say is equal to limit of, as h approaches to 0, then we have this expression. Now, my dear student, it is time to expand this expression, because here it is x plus h squared. So we are going to apply the knowledge of quadratic function. That is f of x dash is equal to the limit of, as h approaches to 0, we are going to have, that is 3, then we expand this one, is the same as x plus h, then again x plus h, because it is squared, then plus, we have x plus h, that is x plus h, then followed by, we have 1, then minus. So here now we open up the bracket by saying minus times 3x squared. We are going to have minus 3x squared. And again, minus times positive x, we are going to have, that is minus x. And the last one will be negative times 1, we have negative 1. But the whole expression will be over, that is over h. So here you divide by h. Therefore, f of x dash is equal to limit of, as h approaches to 0, we are going to have, now, when you expand this one, you are going to have 3 bracket of, just take x times x, again x times h. So we are going to have x squared plus, again x times h, that is xh. So we proceed with h, just take h times x, and again h times h. So we are going to have again xh plus h squared. So we close the bracket, then we have plus x plus h plus 1 minus, we have 3x squared minus x minus 1 over h. Now, my dear student, let us open up the bracket. But before opening up the bracket, let us add. We have xh plus xh. So that is f of x dash is equal to limit of, as h approaches to 0, we are going to have, that is 3 bracket of, we have x squared, then we have xh plus xh, that is 2xh, then plus we have h squared, that is h squared, bracket of, we have plus x plus h plus 1, and again minus 3x squared minus x minus 1 over h. Now let us open up the bracket here by saying we have f of x dash is equal to limit of, as h approaches to 0, we are going to have now 3 times x squared, we have, that is 3x squared, then plus, so we have 3 times 2xh, that will be 6xh. Then that is over, then you, out of the bracket you have, that is 3, we have 3h square, that is 3h square, then out of the bracket you have plus, we have x, that is x plus h plus 1, then minus, we have 3x squared minus x minus 1, the whole thing over, then now we have h. My dear student, let us try to collect all like terms to see what will happen. Remember, we have positive 3x squared, but here we have negative 3x squared. And again, we are going to have, that is f of x dash is equal to limit of, as h approaches to 0, we are going to have, that is 6xh plus 3h squared, because we have positive x minus x, and we have positive 1, negative 1. So this one divided by h. Now, f of x dash is equal to limit of, as h approaches to 0, we have 6xh divided by h, that is 6x, that is 6x, we have 6x plus, we have 3h square divided by h, we are going to have 3h, and again h divided by h, that's going to be 1. Then by first principle, the formula says as h approaches to 0, that means you put 0 here, so it will be f of x dash is equal to, now we have 6x plus 3, 0 plus 1, 3 times 0, that is 0, so f of x dash will be equals to 6x plus 1. Now, my dear student, let us proceed with another example which is very useful, and this time we have the example which involving the root.
You are watching Darasa Online.
Okay, this time our example involves a square root. That is f of x is equal to square root of x. Now, from our general formula, which says f of x dash is equal to limit of, as h approaches to 0, we have f of x plus h minus f of x over h. Now, in our question already we have a function. What you are supposed to do here, we just say given f of x is equal to radical x. Now we are supposed to find the expression for x plus h, that is f of x plus h, which will be equals to, that is square root of, this is variable x, just take x plus h. Now we can substitute values of f of x and the f of x plus h in our general formula. So f of x dash will be equals to the limit of, as h approaches to 0, we are going to have, that is f of x plus h, we have square root of x plus h, that is f of x plus h, minus the given function, that is f of x. So here f of x is square root of x, but over, so here we divide by h. Now we have part of numerator and part of denominator. But my dear student, for such kind of a question, we have to rationalize the numerator. We have to rationalize the numerator. So we find the rationalizing factor. So we are going to have f of x dash is equal to limit of, as h approaches to 0, we are going to have square root of x plus h minus square root of x over, here we have h. Do remember the rationalizing factor? So just change the sign. Just change the sign. If it is negative, we just change into positive. If it was positive, we just change into negative. So here we just change the sign by saying square root of x plus h. So we add square root of x over, we divide by the same, that is x plus h plus square root of x. But remember, in our formula we have part of denominator, which is h. So you can divide by, we have already divided by h. Now we just do a simple multiplication of what we have. But remember, this one is the difference of two squares. So we just take square root of x plus h times square root of x plus h. So this one will be equals to limit of, as h approaches to 0, we are going to have square root of x plus h, but this one squared, minus, we have square root of x times square root of x, that is square root of x squared over, so here we have h times, that is h times square root of x plus h plus square root of x. Now, since it is a radical square, my dear student, you are going to remain with the x plus h, then again minus radical x squared, we are going to remain with x. So here we minus x over, of course we have h, radical x plus h, then plus radical x. So we have the limit of, as h approaches to 0, then we have x minus x, that is 0. We are going to remain with the h over, that is h times the square root of x plus h plus square root of x. Now here we can simplify h by h. Then we are going to have the limit of, as h approaches to 0, we are going to have 1 over square root of x plus h plus square root of x. But in our limit, we said as h approaches to 0. So we are going to substitute 0 here. Now, that is f of x dash will be equals to, that is 1 over, then you substitute 0 here. So we are going to have the square root of x plus 0, then plus square root of x. That is, so my dear student, we are going to have 1 over x plus 0, because h is approaching to 0, then plus 1 over radical x. As h approaches to 0, we are going to have f of x dash is equal to, now we no longer write limit as h approaches to 0, we just go direct to 1 over square root of, now x, we said x approaches to 0, so here you just substitute the value of h, which is equal to 0, so it is x plus 0, then again plus radical x. So f of x dash will be equals to 1 over, that is radical x plus radical x. Now radical x plus radical x, this one will be equals to 1 over 2 radical x. That will be our final answer. Therefore, the derivative of radical x by using first principle, we are going to have 1 over 2 radical x. Now, my dear student, let us jump to the second subtopic of revision, and that is the implicit function. As I said earlier, with the implicity, that is implicity function, of the implicit function. Implicit function. Now, the implicit function is a function whereby variable x and y are mixed together, or dependent variable are stayed together with the independent variable. Like, let us see the first example. Differentiate. We have 2x plus y cubic is equal to xy. We have 2x plus y cubic is equal to xy. This is one among the examples of implicit function. You can see x and y are mixed together. For explicit function, we write dependent variable against the independent variable. But here, the dependent variable and the independent variable are together. Now, let us see how are we going to differentiate such kind of a function. Solution. We say differentiate the given function with respect to all variable. Here we differentiate the given function with respect to all variables. What variables are we having here? We are having two variables, that is x and y. So we differentiate our given function with respect to all variables. Now, starting with 2x, differentiating 2x is the same as 2dx, that is 2dx. Then plus differentiate y cubic, that is the same as 3y square dy, that is dy. Why dy? Because we are dealing with the variable y. Here we are dealing with the variable x, that is why we write 2dx, which is equal to, now here we have the mixture of x and y. So we differentiate, when we differentiate one variable, another variable we keep it constant. For example, if we start with differentiating x, we just say that is y dx plus, this time we keep constant x and we differentiate y. So differentiating y, we are going to have x dy. Okay? Now divide by, after this, yes, divide by dx to each term. Divide by dx to each term. Therefore, we are going to have 2 dx over dx plus, then you have 3y square dy, so just say 3y square dy over dx, which is equal to, then again we have y dx, that is y dx over dx plus, then we have x dy, that is x dy over dx. Now you can see we have dx over dx. So here we are going to remain with the 2 plus, of course this one will be 2y squared dy over dx, which is equal to, here we are going to remain with y. So we have y plus, then we have x dy over dx. Now let us collect like terms together. Okay, on collecting like terms together, in our left hand side we have the values for dy dx, and again in our right hand side also we have dy dx. So we put them together, we are going to have 2y square dy dx. Now this one is positive. When you shift in the second side, it will be negative of x dy over dx, which is equal to, now we start with y, that is y, then minus this is positive, it's going to be negative 2. Now dy dx is common, so we are going to have 2y square minus x, that is dy dx, which is equal to y minus 2. Now to find dy dx, we can divide by 2y square minus x. So here we just divide by 2y square minus x from both sides, that is 2y square minus x. So we are going to remain with dy over dx is equal to y minus 2 over 2y squared minus x. That will be the final answer for our example. Now the last part of this presentation is the application of differentiation. That is the application of differentiation. Okay, application, that is application of differentiation. Differentiation can be applied in many areas. One of them is to find the turning point or to find the maximum and the minimum value and the point of inflection for the given function. For example, suppose we have a question which says, determine, that is determine the critical point and state the inertia and state the inertia for the curve y is equal to x cubic plus 3x square minus 9x. We have the equation y is equal to x cubic plus 3x square minus 9x. There are some few procedures to follow in order to determine the critical point. Critical point is the same as turning point. Now solution, first we say get dy over dx. Get dy over dx. So that is, our function is y is equal to x cubic plus 3x square minus 9x. Now to get dy dx will be equals to, we just differentiate the given function. We have 3x square plus, then again for this case it will be 6x, then minus 9. So that is our first derivative. Now second procedure, at the turning point, just say at the turning point, dy over dx is equal to 0. So just put dy over dx is equal to 0. That is 3x square plus 6x minus 9 is equal to 0. After getting after getting the first derivative, we just equating is equal to 0 because at the turning point dy dx is equal to 0. Therefore we have this function. But before solving this quadratic equation, we can simplify it. Now let us see how we can simplify. Of course, we can divide by 3 to each term. Divide by 3 to each term. We are going to have x square plus 2x minus 3 is equal to 0. Of course, you can use your scientific calculator to solve this one, or you can use quadratic general formula. You can find the values of x. Now, by using scientific calculator, you are going to have x. The value of x is equal to 1, or x is equal to negative 3. Just use your scientific calculator, and then you are going to reach these values of x. Now we have values of x. And remember, our intention is to find the critical point, or the turning point. So we have to find the values of x, values of y by using these values of x. So we have to substitute values of x in the given equation. So for x is equal to 1, remember we have y is equal to x cubic plus 3x square minus 9x. So we have y is equal to 1 plus 3 minus 9, then we have 1. So y will be equals to 1 plus, that is 3, then minus 9. Therefore we have y is equal to 4 minus 9. Therefore y is equal to negative 5. Now my dear student, we have the first point, that is the critical point. That will be x 1 comma y 1. This one will be equals to, we have 1 comma negative 5. Then we have to substitute the second value of x, that is the negative 3, in order to get the second point. So again, for x is equal to negative 3, we are going to have, that is y is equal to, we have negative 3 cubic plus 3 times the negative 3 square minus 9 times the negative 3. So at this point we are going to have, remember it is a negative 3 cubic, that is going to be negative 27 plus, then here we have negative 3 square, that is negative 3 times negative 3, that is 9 times 3 again is 27. Here we have negative 9 times 3, which is going to be equals to 27. That is positive 27. So negative 27 will vanish and remain with y is equal to 27. Now, my dear student, we have the second turning point. That is the second turning point. That is, you can call x2 comma y2, which is equals to the value of x was negative 3. So here we have negative 3 comma the value of y is equal to 27. So we have 27. That means we are having 2 points. We are going to test them. How are we going to test it? We just find the second derivative. Now say, remember dy dx was equals to 3x squared plus 6x minus 9. So for the case of second derivative, it will be the second derivative is equal to that will be 6x plus 6. Now if, point to note, if the second derivative, that is the second derivative is greater than 0. If the second derivative is greater than 0, we have the minimum point. We have the minimum point. But again, if the second derivative is less than 0, that is when we have the maximum point. That is when d square y dx square is less than 0, is when we have the maximum. We have the maximum point. And the last one, when the second derivative, that is d square y dx square, is equal to 0. And when the second derivative is equal to 0, when the point of inflection, we have the, that is inflection point. Now, my dear student, let us see the nature of the point we have. Remember, we are having 2 points. The first one, it is this one, that is 1, -5, but the second one is -3,27. We are going to test these values to see whether a minimum point or maximum point or point of inflection. My dear student, we are having 2 points. We are going to test them to see whether they are minimum point or maximum point or point of inflection. Now starting with the point 1. Remember, for point 1, x1 is equal to 1. That is, x1 is equal to 1. Okay, so my dear student, we are having 2 points. Point number 1, we have 1,-5, and number 2, we have -3,27. Now let us test our point to see whether they are minimum point or maximum point or point of inflection. Now starting with the point 1, when x is equal to 1, remember our second derivative, that is d square y dx square, is equal to 6x plus 6. So here we substitute the value of x, so which is equal to, at x is equal to 1, we are going to have d square y dx square is equal to 6 times 1, then plus 6. We have 6 times 1 plus 6, which is equal to 12. Now this 12 is positive. Now if it is positive, means it is greater than 0. It is greater than 0. Now if it is greater than 0, we have the minimum point. That means point number 1, that is a minimum point. Therefore since the second derivative is equal to 12, which is greater than 0, then point 1, -5 is a minimum point, is a minimum point. Therefore, critical value, that is 1, -5, that is a minimum point. Now again, let us test for the second point. The second point, we have -3,27. Now, the second point, we have -3,27. That means x2 is equal to -3. So again, we are going to substitute the value of x in our second derivative. Remember, our second derivative, d square y dx square, is equal to 6x plus 6. So we substitute the value of x in this second derivative. So we are going to have the second derivative, d square y dx square, will be equals to 6, negative 3 plus 6. That will be equals to, we have negative 18 plus 6. Therefore, the second derivative is x squared will be equals to negative 12. Now students, see this time we have a negative value. What does this mean? When the second derivative is less than 0, that is less than 0, we have the maximum point. We have the maximum point. Therefore, our point, the second derivative, d square y, the x square is equal to negative 12, which is less than 0, then point negative 3,27 is a maximum, is a maximum point. We don't have another point there, therefore we cannot proceed for testing because our point were point 1 and point 2. We don't have another point, so we cannot test for point of inflection. Now, my dear student, this is one area of the application of differentiation. I would like to hear from you. If you have questions or suggestions, you can send SMS through the mobile number which is displayed in your screen.
You are watching Darasa Online.
Okay, my dear student, I'm back again after a short break. It is time to read your messages. I have received some of the messages from your fellow students. Now let us read these messages. The first message says, it is a nice presentation. I'm waiting for the topic of integration. Monica Joseph from Shinyanga. Thank you very much, Monica Joseph, for watching this Darasa Online. The second message comes from Awami Ismail, Tanga. Hello, sir. Thanks for the lesson. My question is to present on us how to find derivative by using chain technique. That is to find derivative by chain technique. Okay, thank you very much, Ismail Tanga. From Tanga, let us see one example on how to find derivative by applying the techniques of chain rule. Say example, differentiate y is equal to x squared plus 2x plus 3 raised to 10. Now here we have an example which we are going to apply the technique of we call chain rule. Now the first step we say, just say let a variable u is equal to the function inside the bracket. That is x squared plus 2x plus 3. That is our first step. You just let the function inside the bracket is equal to variable u. Now, here we have two variables. The first variable is u, while the second variable is x. Now, in this case, we just find the u over dx. Why? Because we are having two variables, u and x. Now, on differentiating the u dx, we have that is 2x plus 2. On differentiate this function, we have 2x plus 2. Now, let us back in our parent function. Now, our parent function is the same as y is equal to u raised to 10. That is our parent function, because already we have let this function is equal to u. Therefore, our parent function will be y is equal to u exponent 10. Now again, my dear student, we have two variables here. We have variable y and the u. Now in this case, we are going to find the y du. That is the y du. Why? Because we have y and the u. Now this one is equal to, we are going to have 10 u, just take 10 minus 1, that is 9. Now, my dear student, by chain rule, that is by chain rule, states that dy over dx is equal to, remember, we have dy over du times, again we have du over dx. That is a chain rule. We have dy du is equal to 10 u raised to 9, but again we have du dx, which is equal to 2x plus 2. Now it is time to substitute in our general formula. That is, we are going to have dy over dx, that is dy over dx is equal to, we have dy du, that is 10 u raised to 9. That is dy du. Then again times. So here just put it times. Then we have du dx. Du dx, it is this one. So again we times by, that is 2x plus 2. Now, if you can see 2 is common. 2 is common. You can write 2 out of the bracket. So we are going to have 10 u raised to 9. This one times. Now 2 is common. So it will be 2 bracket of. Now just take 2x divided by 2. We are going to remain with the x plus. Then again, take 2 divided by 2, which is equal to 1. Now you can take 2 times 10, that is 10 times 2, that is 20. Then u raised to 9, again x plus 1. But remember, the value of u, u is equal to this function. The value of u is equal to x squared plus 2x plus 3. So we substitute the value of u. So in this case, we are going to have 20, then u. U is the same as x squared plus 2x plus 3, but this one is raised to 9, so that is 9. Now again, we times by x plus 1. Therefore dy dx be equals to 20. You can start with this one, that is x plus 1, then followed by the quadratic function x squared plus 2x plus 3. But remember, the quadratic function is raised to 9. So this one raised to 9. Till next time, welcome, so that you can proceed with the next topic. Thank you.